praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Masharah Yasharahla. This is Elder Barak, Masharah Yasharahla, House of David. And now here we are in North Carolina with Yahweh's camp. Got Elder Zaquan with us. And Elder Zaquan invited us to a plantation in Durham, North Carolina, with the Stagville Plantation. So we're going to do a quick go around. We're going to see what the plantation looked like. Try to familiarize ourselves with the early days of slavery, captivity. As you know, according to the scriptures, the Most High teaches us that we had to go into slavery. We had to go into captivity for our sins. So this is a good education for us, okay, to understand what slavery life was like. But so you can understand, we still are in captivity. We still are in slavery. So it really never left. We're just now in what they call a technical slavery, okay, institutional type slavery. But this is the Stagville Plantation, what, around 1860 or so? Okay, about 1860. And it was a big plantation, had over 900 slaves, okay, of our people. And so we're going to go and look into it and get some education about how this plantation was, and of course how our people were during the time of slavery, and how we served slavery under the master Esau, and I think his name was the Brennan, or was it?
Yeah, Brennan.
Brennan. It was a Brennan.
Brennan family.
Okay. Brennahan family. Brennahan family. Okay. They were the slave masters. So this is the Stagville plantation. Okay. So I want to say all praise to Yahweh Bahasham, Mashiach Yahushai. Okay. It was a good idea that the brother Zaquan, Elder Zaquan from Yahweh's camp, to come up with this idea. And I think we should do this probably at least once or twice a year, okay, to bring brothers to the plantation sites, slavery sites where we serve slavery, so that we can get a good idea. Because we know with the Hebrew Israelites that came into this modern day Egypt, just like we served slavery in ancient Egypt, this is modern day Egypt, so we had to serve. And so this gives a good idea and understanding of what we went through, okay? Shalom.
All praises. That was the Elder Barak from the House of David. You have brothers here from Virginia as well too. And I just want to say all praise to Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, for even giving us this opportunity to come out here where our forefathers actually served slavery. This particular plantation is the Stagville Plantation. It was owned by the Brenningham and the Cameron family back in 1860. Actually, this plantation has 30,000 acres of land, okay, where our forefathers was actually at, where they walked, bled, hung, lynched, and to further you and to let you know that these scriptures are real and these scriptures are authentic. You know, just for us to get the chance and the opportunity to come back here and do this is remarkable in itself. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go around, we're going to give a short, you know, just a historical lesson. These are real slave houses, okay, that was built by real slaves, by our forefathers. Okay, these are real trees that our forefathers actually toiled in. This is real soil, okay, where they actually was at. This particular plantation also was brought out by the Liggett and Myers Tobacco Cigarette Company also, where they actually grew tobacco here, and they also further poisoned our people with tobacco products as well too. So once again, I want to thank Elder Barak and all the brothers, okay, that's participating in this. And it's a great thing to bring your kids and your family back down here, because this is history right here. There's no telling how much time we got left here in America that we can actually say that we actually been to a place like this and have the scriptures in the history books just bounce off of what we been talking about for years. Okay, so this is historical. Don't take stuff like this for granted. And what we're going to do, we're going to give a nice tour right now. Like I said, all of this is still reserved, and all of this is authentic plantation, okay, history. So with that, I want to say Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah Brakatah, and we're going to give the tour right now. Shalom, all praise to the Most High.
Okay, again, we're at the historic Stagville Plantation in Durham, North Carolina. And here goes some archaeology here that they put here, so for people who come and visit this site for their information. So as you can see, it says historic Stagville. Then it says foundation of an enslaved family's house. So as we go, we're going to walk around and you're going to see some of the slave areas where the slaves had lived in. They're nothing more than like huts, okay?
Right.
Just put together huts,
that's right.
Okay? Small little one-room huts, okay? And it's going to tell you in this information, archaeology here, that sometimes 7 to 10 people in a family would just live in one of these housing dwellings, which is nothing but a hut. Okay, so I'm going to read some of this. It says this: archaeologists believe these stones are the foundation of an enslaved family's house, which they are, built after 1820. This 19 by 23 foot structure likely replaced an earlier 18th century slave dwelling on this spot. So this is where our people thought, the slave dwelling. The cabin, nothing but a slave cabin. The cabin had a wooden plank floor, a wood shingle roof, a dry laid stone foundation, and a stone fireplace. At least one other slave dwelling stood nearby. Sometime after 1880, the family added a porch with a rock pier foundation that extended from the eastern side of the structure. So what this is showing you how real this slavery was for our people. That's right. Our generation today can't imagine how real it is, because you're living in houses, you're living in $500,000 houses with 4 or 5 bedrooms. You got 3 bathrooms inside. You got a garage. You got a backyard. Understand? So you don't even know what this living like this is, but this makes it real, because it really happened. If the Most High prophesied it, that means it really happened. That's right. So the brother's going to read. Tell him where you at, Shanya. Tell him what you're going to read right quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 29.
Go ahead, read.
It says, "And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind man gropeth in the darkness."
Right. So here we are, this picture now back in slavery. We're groping at noonday, as a blind man gropeth in darkness. Why? Because there's no way out of it.
Right.
There's no way out of it.
Right.
You have sorrow of face, sorrow of spirit. There's no way out of captivity. You had brothers who thought about it now, right? That's why there were so many slave rebellions. Okay, Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Prosser, so many slave rebellions. But you notice something when you read the history of the slave rebellions, not one of them succeeded. That's right. Why? Because the Most High said it ain't time yet.
No man shall save.
It ain't time yet. Yeah, of course. Nobody wants to go through slavery. We want to get the hell out of slavery. Even now, you're still in captivity. But the Most High said, no, it's not time yet. So that's why the Most High said, they still got you being shot in the back. You're still institutionalized slavery, and psychologically, you're still a slave. And the scripture says we're homeborn servants. Right. That's right. Scripture say that. Okay, so we've got to understand that. Finish that, Shanya.
"As the blind man gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways."
Right. There's no prosperity. You should not prosper in thy ways. Right. So even always bring the scriptures up to date. So when you bring it up to date, it's the same thing, isn't it? Right. Okay, you're in projects, you're in ghettos and slums. That's your cabin. Your cabin is your project now. That's right. Okay, think about that. That's right. And groping at noonday, how does a black man in America grope at noonday? On the corner. It is noonday, high noon, and you're groping with no job, no nothing, not doing nothing. Understand? Just milling around doing nothing. Okay? And all you're doing is thinking about rape, robbing one another, and stealing from one another. Okay? That's all you grope at noonday. So that scripture applies back then in slavery. It applies today. Here we are in 2020. Okay, I just want to read one more thing. It says, a family of 5 to 7 people shared this one-room structure located near the Brennan house. See? So we're gonna go over by the cabin over here, all right, located near the Brennan house, the slave master's house. We're gonna go over there. But it said 7 people shared a one little room. So where'd they sleep? On the floor on top of one another. Right. You do the same thing in the projects, don't you? That's right. It hasn't changed, brother. Okay, it hasn't changed. This dwelling was part of the domestic slave quarters. So it's real. Okay, slavery is real. But our people want to forget about it. And now you want to join hands with white folk. You want political rights, civil rights, and voting rights, which is not going to help you. And now you want Black Lives Matter. Your life did, Jacob Blake, his life didn't matter. So your life don't matter until you return back to the Most High. That's when it's going to matter. As Hebrew Israelites, that's when it's going to matter. But right now, your life don't matter. Not to white folk anyway. They still don't care about you. From the slave master, bring it up to date to 2020, the slave master still got you as a slave, running around the streets of America. Talking about protests and all that. That's a slave master strategy. Protest and rioting. That's a slave master strategy. It's not going to work. You're not going to get any civil rights and equal rights by doing that. You got to reciprocate death, destruction, and bloodshed. You got to reciprocate violence and revolution. That's the only way. But you got to do it through Masharah Yasharahla. That's the only way. Okay, and then it says, enslaved coachmen, stewards, waiters, housekeepers. You're that today. Think of the jobs you got. You're the same thing. Valets, lady maids, okay? Nurses. A nurse is what? Same thing back there, a slave. But I'm a registered nurse. No, you're a slave. That's what you are. Okay? Right. Housekeepers, okay? All these hotels and stuff got housekeepers. What are they? Nothing but slaves.
That's right.
Okay, same thing. Valet, okay, and then it says laundresses, kitchen assistants, and others lived in the area, while field laborers and craftsmen lived farther away. Enslaved people who worked within slaveholder homes, right, might have had access to better food or clothing. That's the house Negro. That's right. See, you had the field Negro and the house Negro. Okay,
that's right.
Yeah, how about that?
Right.
The field Negro hated the house Negro, but that's how the slave master did it. He knew that hatred was brewing, right. And he won that way. He won it that way for division purposes. Okay, to divide you. They do the same thing today. Okay, they got the black woman Kamala Harris. She wants to run for vice president. Field Negro, right? Hate. The house Negro hate the field Negro. Right. So they're using Kamala Harris as a house Negro to go against the field Negroes. Okay? It's the same strategy. And all these political black leaders you have, those are house Negroes. Okay? And the field Negroes we're field Negroes. Right. Okay? The brothers out there teaching the truth are field Negroes. How about that? Okay? So we're not going to go too much into this, but still you get the idea. Okay, enslaved people. Okay, and then it says, yeah, enslaved people who worked within slaveholder homes might have had access to better food or clothing than most, but their lives were no less arduous. So it gives you an idea. So what? You're a house Negro, but your life is still what? You're still a slave. So you're a politician. You got your own business. You're still a slave. Okay, you make $1 million a year, you're a sports star, Hollywood actor, you're still a slave. That's what that's talking about. So this gives us a vivid now of understanding, imagination, understanding how slavery was here in America.
All right. Once again, we out here at the Stagville Plantation that was owned by the Cameron and the Brenningham family. And just to prove to you that these scriptures are real and how the curses that the Most High put on us in the Bible are 100% accurate. Okay, with what we're actually witnessing right here on an actual slave plantation. All right, because the Most High didn't make it easy for us because we broke his laws, statutes, and commandments. So the Most High didn't make it easy for us. And this is one of the curses that was levied upon us for breaking his laws. Read Deuteronomy 28 and 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore, shalt thou serve thine enemies.
That's right. We serving our enemies. Okay, not only the so-called white man. He was the last one that we're serving in his captivity. Okay, but we've been slaves up under everybody. Okay, but mainly, okay, this so-called European. Okay, here in America. All right, now when you pan around, the Most High said we shall serve our enemies. Okay, go ahead.
Which the Most High shall send against thee.
Yeah, not your friend, because you got to kind of look at it. When you pan this camera, not yet. When you pan the camera around to the left, okay. Cooking out started from when the so-called white man didn't want Negroes inside the house cooking for him. So what they used to do, they used to make fires and campfires on the outside. And I taught about this years ago, man. Never seen one before. But they didn't. I read about it in a slave book. How the masters used to have the slaves come out and make campfires and make grills, okay, and cook on the outside. That's where cooking out started from. Okay, slaves barbecuing. Why do you think black people today like barbecuing so much? Out of everybody on this planet, why do you think black people like barbecuing so much? Where do you think that came from? Pan that camera around right there, brother. Okay, and that's an actual pit, Brock. Let me get that, Brock. Let me get that. And that's an actual pit right there where the slaves used to actually cook. Okay, out because slave master didn't want them on the inside cooking. And this is where actually barbecuing started from, slavery right here. All right, so the Most High said we will serve our enemies. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Against thee. In hunger, And in thirst.
The Most High said in hunger and in thirst. Okay, we don't own no produce. We don't own no supermarkets. Wherever you got to go, and you got Negroes that say, okay, well, you own farms. Where you buying the seeds from to farm on your own land? Okay, you get them from the so-called white man, from the superstores, places called like a Home Depot or Lowe's Home Improvement or even Walmart. Sam Walmart owns, okay, $1 trillion industry business called Walmart. You got to go there and you got to get your supplies from them, okay, so you can survive. So the Most High said in hunger, and what else, brother?
And in thirst.
White man, what he does, this damn devil, what he does, he charges you for water. Who the hell does that, man?
That's wicked.
Who the hell charges people for water, for something that's free, man? Who does that, man? So when you want to go just to sell something to drink, brother, you Huntington, you got to go down to the store, you got to put $1.25 on the counter, okay, for some damn water, man. You Negroes, you don't own no wells, you don't own no mountainous, okay, terrain where you can go to the spring, okay, you can get your own water from. Okay, you got to go to your enemy. The Most High said in hunger and in thirst. Go ahead, brother.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. Okay, you don't own your own places where they reproduce clothes at as well, too. That's why you got people like Gucci. You got people that make clothes, okay, like Ferragamo. Okay, he said, and in nakedness. Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
Most High said that was one of the curses also, in the want of everything. Okay, this is captivity. Okay, this is slavery. We still up under the curses today. You can vote all you want to. Okay, we're still up under the same curse. It's not a coincidence that we still begging the damn white man for equality and equal justice. How the hell are we going to be in captivity? We're going to be in a land of our forefathers. We invented every damn thing. Okay, we invented everything. We built, toiled, we played by the so-called white man's rules. Okay, we still begging. 40 years later, we still asking this man for equality.
Yeah.
Holding up signs, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. We want to be equal. 400 years later, you still doing that? That has to be a curse. Economics does not work for us. Okay, like you got a lot of groups out here talking about, it's economics, economics. We need money, we need economics. Okay, it's all about education. 40 years later, and we still going up under the same damn things, man. It's more than just voting. It's more than just education, and it's more than just economics. This is a curse, okay? And the only way this curse is going to be uplifted is the same way, the same person that put us up under these curses, that's Yahweh Yahweh.
All right, here we are again.
Your insurance paid off?
We're in front of the slave plantation, one of the slave housing cabins, okay, at the Brennan Plantation, Stagville Plantation in Durham, North Carolina. And as you can see, it wasn't much of a place to live. It was actually a cabin. Okay, you can see the logs. You can see the logs, and we can't go inside because they're saying we had to keep out. But if you can see from here, it's only one room. Okay, one room. Hey, the brother here.
Right.
Let's move a little bit. Yeah. Right. You can see the sign that says "Keep out." There goes the sign right there. And all this is one big room. Now you had 7, 8, 9, 10 people in that one room. Okay? That's how our people lived, okay, in slavery. How about today? Some of us still live the same exact way in the project.
That's right.
It hasn't changed. Let me show you, the scriptures fit us. Know something, Shanya? Show them Deuteronomy 28:68 so they get some understanding that the Most High said you would go into bondage again with ships. Showing you that our position here in America is to serve slavery.
That's right.
As a punishment for breaking the law, statute, commandments. Okay? The Emancipation Proclamation was not meant for us. Okay? It had nothing to do. That's why they still say you're 3/5 of a man in the American Constitution. It is still there. Okay? It wasn't meant for us. Abraham Lincoln didn't want to free us.
That's right.
He didn't want to free us. Read the history of Abraham Lincoln. Okay? He was given an option. Okay, free the slaves to help with the Union in the Civil War, or not free the slaves and lose the Union in the Civil War. So he said, let me free the slaves. I don't want to free them, but I have to, okay, in order to save this Union, what they call a Union, so-called United States of America. But he didn't want to free us. So they still have that mentality today. That's why Trump is saying, make America great again like it was before.
Right.
How was America great before? When it had slaves, when it had the black man in slavery. That's when it was at its greatest. Right now, America's coming down. America's finished.
That's right.
That's right.
There's no more baseball, football. Where's basketball? They had to, because Jacob Blake got shot, they had to cancel the games.
Right.
That's right.
So it's over. Okay? Hollywood actors are dropping dead like a, like anything. So it's over, man. The Most High is doing that. There's no more baseball, apple pie, hot dogs, beer at the Super Bowl. What happened to all that? It's gone for good, okay? If they bring it back, they may bring it back a little bit, but you see, they're trying to do it, but it's just not happening.
Right.
Okay, so America's finished. It's showing you their economy is finished, okay? Their politics is finished. Their infrastructure is finished. You got Joe Biden running for president. He got Alzheimer's disease. He don't know his head from a hole in the ground. But you're going to vote for him, aren't you? Fools. Foolish, man. Okay? Read that, Senor. Tell him where you at.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
See? So I'm going to show you the first Egypt, we walked into Egypt. Okay? The first bondage, we walked into Egypt. Okay? Understand? But it said we're going to go into Egypt again with ships, showing you that America, okay, is the second Egypt, and we served bondage here.
That's right.
That's what it's talking about. And we came here on slave ships. So who's that fit? It don't fit white folk.
Right.
It don't fit Arab folk. It don't fit nobody else but us. Okay, go ahead, Doc.
With ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
You will not see your homeland, Jerusalem, Israel, Mount Zion again. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen. So who are white folk? Your enemy.
Right.
Who are the original Africans who had a hand in slavery? Your enemy.
Right.
Who are the Arabs who had a hand in slavery? Your enemy.
Right.
Okay, the Most High said they're your enemies. You can't change that. They're your natural born enemies.
That's right.
Okay? So the Most High is saying this. So this is vivid now, right? A slave plantation.
That's right.
Now show them that in Song of Solomon. You got the one in Song of Solomon? Show them that. Now this is plain right here. Go ahead.
No prop. This ain't no movie prop.
No, it ain't no movie prop. Right. Go ahead, up.
The Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5 and verse 6. I am black but comely.
Solomon saying he's a dark-skinned man, a black man. In the Hebrew, the word is dark. Because, there are no black people with different shades of brown. Go ahead, up.
That's right.
I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Verse 6. Look not upon me because I am black.
Look not upon me because I am black. So who does that fit? That fits the so-called black man, West Indian, Haitian, Puerto Rican, okay, scattered throughout North, South, Central America, North American Indian, Seminole Indian. That's our people. Dark skin. Go ahead.
Because the sun hath looked upon me, my mother's children were angry with me.
Yeah, meaning what? Meaning Esau, the Edomites, were angry with me. Go ahead. That's what that's talking about. Because why we know Esau came out of Isaac and Rebekah also, right, Con? So this is why Solomon's saying, well, they're angry with me. Understand? Yeah, a perpetual hatred they have on you. Go ahead.
My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyard.
Yeah, see, they made us slaves. That's what that's talking about. Keeper of the vineyard. Here it is here. You pick cotton.
That's right.
You pick their fruit. You pick their crops.
That's right.
Oh, keeper of the vineyard. You built their houses. You built the White House.
That's right.
Okay, you've done everything. You invented everything. You built up America. America's great because of the so-called Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Puerto. That's why it's great.
That's right.
Not white folk didn't make America great.
That's right.
I know they don't want to hear that.
That's right.
Come on.
Bring
They
it
hate
out.
that. White folk, you didn't make America great. The black man did.
That's right.
Okay?
Bring it
We
out.
made Europe great too.
Right.
Black man did.
That's
We made Russia great too.
right.
Read the history. Okay? We made, I guess what, we made even the Quran we made great.
That's right.
Because why? Muhammad couldn't read or write.
Right.
He had to get Hebrew slaves to teach him how to read and write.
God.
To write the Quran.
Right.
Okay, so we made all nations great.
That's right.
Whatever captivity we were in, from the Egyptian Empire all the way up to America.
Right.
The Persian Empire, the Syrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Persian Empire, Greco-Roman Empire. We made all those nations, those empires great. And of course, bring it to date is talking about America. We made all of them great. Okay, was that it?
No, it says,
Okay, go ahead.
they were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyard.
Slaves, go ahead.
But my own vineyard have I not kept.
Yeah, we haven't kept our own vineyard, which is what? Jerusalem, Israel, Mount Zion.
That's
We
right.
didn't keep that. We didn't keep the temple of the Most High. Okay? The Most High said, you dwell in sealed houses while my house is laid waste. That's Mount Zion. That's the temple. So the Most High said, no, that ain't going to happen. He said, get out of my land, and kicked us out in anger and in fury. That's what the Most High said. And so here we are scattered and dispersed. Luke 21:24 will tell you that. Luke 21:24. Go ahead.
Luke 21, chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
We're going to fall by the edge of the sword, destroyed. Okay, the Romans, 70 AD, conquered Jerusalem. Okay, go ahead, up.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
Yeah, here we are, captives. See, so we got to understand, we're still in that prophecy right here. We're still in it. We're captives. Okay, you're not free. You don't have political rights.
That's right.
You don't have civil rights. You don't have voting rights. You don't have nothing.
That's right.
Okay, we're still in that prophecy. Go ahead, up.
And shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Okay, so we're going to be held captives up until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, meaning their rulership be fulfilled. Okay, so just because you make a whole bunch of money or whatever, or sell out or whatever, that doesn't bring freedom. Freedom, most I talking about freedom and redemption and salvation, meaning the whole nation of Israel. That's what he's talking about. Individually, the Most High don't care about that. Right. You're going to lose that anyway. Okay, when America go down, the money's going to go down, everything goes down.
Right. All right, we still on the slave, we still at the Stagville Plantation, giving you real live, okay, excerpts and the curses that are in the Bible to let you know that this Bible is 100% accurate. Okay, nothing else matches up with the Bible, with the scriptures of the Bible. The curses that are in this Bible fit us to a T. Okay, the Irish people that's over there calling themselves and came over to America, calling themselves indentured servants, they can't claim, and they did not go through, okay, the exact curses that the so-called Negroes been through. When they was over there in Ireland and over there in Denmark, they was called indentured servants. They was to come over here to America, work the land, okay, and keep the land for themselves, and they were actually free. Okay, so they can't claim to be slaves because they didn't go through the same thing. They didn't come over here stacked up on top of each other on cargo slave ships, the kids and the women, okay, and the grandmothers and the kings and stuff like that. They wasn't on a plantation, a 30,000 acre plantation, okay, getting whipped, lynched, okay, like we was. There's no documented proof or no book that you can go into, okay, that proves that you had the white Irish, okay, the indentured servants, okay, getting hung and getting lynched, okay, like we was, tar feathered, okay, in the conditions that we went through, okay, as Hebrew Israelites, okay, they were indentured servants. It's a difference, slavery, indentured servants. You see the difference? Slavery, slaves, indentured servants. Right. You see how the two differ? That's right. Okay, so read the book of Deuteronomy 28, okay, and 41.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
The Most High said we shall beget sons and daughters, our kids, okay, that were born. Go ahead.
But thou shalt not enjoy them.
We ain't enjoying our kids, not even to today, man. During the time of the slavery, during the time of 1600s, all the way up to the late 1800s, we was brought over here as slaves. We didn't enjoy our kids. Because why? Because they were sold off as soon as they came to the shores of America. Virginia, North Carolina, okay, down in Florida, Georgia, okay, the coastline, mainly in Virginia, North Carolina, okay, and South Carolina and Georgia is where the bulk, okay, of the slaves, okay, were at, okay, from 1600s all the way up to the 1800s. Okay, so the Most High said, we shall beget sons and daughters, and hit it again.
But they shall not slut. But thou shalt not enjoy them.
We didn't enjoy our kids, man. As soon as our kids were 3, they was, look, it's proof, okay, and it's written that on this plantation, you had actually kids, okay, that was sold off that was 3 and 4 years old. So we didn't get a chance to even enjoy our kids, man, because they were sold off in the plantations. And like the Elder Barak just read, how we had several people and 7 families stacked up, okay, inside one room. We didn't get a chance to enjoy our kids, okay, because they were sold off. This didn't happen, just make it clear, this didn't happen to nobody else. Nobody else can claim that this happened to. And we're reading that right out of the Bible. And we're actually on an actual plantation, okay, just to give it a little bit more salt. Go ahead.
Con. For they shall go into captivity.
Here you go, right here. Most High said our kids are going to go into captivity. Who the hell you think built this place up, man? Okay, like the Leggett family, okay, the Leggett and Myers family, okay, which was one of the biggest tobacco firms, okay, growing people in North Carolina, where they grew tobacco, okay, and they made cigarettes. They actually bought the plantation. They actually bought this plantation, okay, from, okay, the Cameron family, just to produce cigarette products. Okay, so the Most High said, our kids, we're not going to enjoy them because why?
For they shall go into captivity.
Our kids are still in captivity, man, to this day, working. You're a servant. When you get a job, what does Esau say? He say you're a public what? You're a public servant. So he still puts that tag, okay, to your name because that's what we are. We're public servants. And this is an actual slave quarter right here where we used to live. Like the elder said, okay, the way we live now in condominiums, penthouses, you go, you kick your feet up, you fart, you drink a 40 ounce, you drink champagne, okay, you're sweating now. The brothers and sisters back there now, they swatting the flies and sweating the sweat. What the hell you think our forefathers went through when they was in them damn plantations getting whipped? They had to carry out 20 and 50 pounds of cotton, massa. Okay, if you came under 25 pounds of cotton, your kids, okay, you would probably get your damn fingers chopped off, man. So these are the conditions that our forefathers had went through, and this is our actual slave quarters. We didn't build this. We didn't make this up. This is an actual slave quarter right here where our forefathers used to live. All right, this actually happened, and like the brother said, read the end of that, and that's gonna be it. Go ahead.
God, for they shall go into captivity.
Most I said our kids are gonna go into captivity. Go ahead.
Verse 42. All thy trees and the fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
So here we are in America, and the so-called white man, he's above us very high. I don't care how much education you get. I don't care if you go to Harvard 3 times and get 3 different damn law degrees. Okay, the so-called white man, he made that up. He prints up degrees. Okay, don't matter. Okay, the white man was made and put on this earth to rule for a certain disposition of time. Time is almost up. Okay, that's the reason why America's falling. That's the reason why you got the Confederates. Okay, the Hurricane Laura knocking over Confederate statues. Okay, that they look. It was one Confederate statue in Louisiana where they just put the mark on it and said, we ain't tearing it down. We ain't tearing this statue down. That's right. Next thing you know, the Confederate statue was standing. Next thing you know, they showed it. Brother Huntington was like this. That's right. That's right, brother. That's right. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling.
Here we go. It says, historic Stagville preserves the remnants of one of the largest plantations in North Carolina. By 1860, the Brennan Cameron family owned over 30,000 acres of land. This is what you're looking at here, right? 30,000 acres of land, and claimed ownership, listen, ownership of over 900 enslaved people. That means 900 so-called Negroes were slaves. And one plantation. Goes to show you, now think of the state of North Carolina by itself, how many slaves. And then you think of each state, 50 states, all had slaves, all across America, man, okay? The work of enslaved the African Americans made the Brennan Cameron family one of the wealthiest in the state. Understand? And I got news for you. You still make white folk wealthy. That haven't stopped. Right. You still make them wealthy. That's why every year they have an NFL draft, a basketball draft, NBA draft. And what do? They put the black man who's being drafted up on the stage, right? And then they have whichever NBA team, just like a what? What do you call it? Auction block. That's right. Just like a bid. It's the same. Nothing's changed. Understand?
Right.
Yeah, they get the best of the best. Just like back then, they want the best slave, and they would auction for it. They do the same thing now for the best athlete, and so on and so forth. It's not the same, brother. Okay? So here we are. This is the Brennan Cameron house, the slave master house. Look at it. Here it is. You've seen the shacks, you've seen the cabins where the slaves dwelt at, but here go the house of the slave master. That's right. See? That's right. So it's vivid. You can put in your mind that it actually happened. Okay? It's not just hearsay. Okay? It's not just past history. It's real. That's right. And it's still real even up to 2020 today. Okay? So now he's going to go into the scriptures and read. Tell him where you at, Chanel.
It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1.
Now he's going to read these verses, and you're going to see what he's reading here, how the Most High brought it forward, and the prophecy came to pass. You're going to see. Go ahead, Al.
It says, remember, O Yahweh, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
See, our reproach is slavery. In other words, our reproach is when we sinned against the Most High and Yahweh and fell into captivity for our disobedience against the Most High. Put it there. That's our reproach. Okay? So now that's why Yahweh said, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 2. Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
See? Who are the strangers?
Right.
White folk, other nations. Okay? They're the strangers. Our inheritance, our nationality, our identity, our land, our language, and our wealth is turned to strangers.
Right.
Understand? So it's high time for us to get that back. That's why Yahushua said, we're going to take the kingdom.
That's right.
We're not going to ask them for it back. We're taking it back. In Yahushua. Go ahead up.
It says, our houses to aliens.
See? Our houses now are owned by aliens.
That's right.
The Gentiles are the aliens. Gentile means non-Israelite or nations. So everybody, all of the nations are Gentiles except for Israel, who are the chosen. Okay? So the Most High calls them aliens. So who run Israel now? The so-called Jews. They're aliens in that land. They don't belong there. They're imposters.
Right.
This is what he's saying. Go ahead up.
It says, our inheritance, Salak, verse 3. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows.
Yeah, see? So bring it up to date now. What do you see in the projects and slums across America?
That's right.
Single family homes.
That's right.
Families. Understand?
Right.
Okay? So we're like orphans. Where's the father at? Okay, either in jail, out in the corner selling drugs, or maybe dead, getting shot in the back.
That's right.
Okay? Getting a knee on the neck. That's where the father's at. Okay?
Right.
So our reproach, in other words, our disobedience produced all this that the Most High brought upon us. Go ahead up.
Verse 4. We have drunken our water for money.
How about that? Our water for money. When you go to the store and you get thirsty, you go and buy water, don't you? The Most High said we're drinking our water. What was naturally ours, we got to pay for it now. You got to pay for the water now. That's something the Most High bring naturally from the spiritual world into the earth. Water. We got to pay for it now. So we have part again.
We have drunken our water for money.
You got to pay for your own water.
That's right.
That's madness. Huh? Think about it.
Who does that?
That's madness. Who does that? You got to pay for your own water. Go ahead, huh?
Our wood is sold unto us.
Yeah, our wood.
Right.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Ain't that something?
In other words, they go in our land, cut down our trees, and if you want to build a house or whatever, they're gonna sell it to you.
Buy property.
Buy property. You gotta buy property. You want to go back to Israel, you gotta buy property. It's your land. But you gotta buy it from them now. Show you how low and how far we came down. Go ahead up.
Verse 5. Our necks are under persecution.
See? Our what?
Our necks.
Yeah. Think of George Floyd now. Think of George Floyd. Our necks are where?
Are under persecution.
Yeah, a knee on the neck.
That's
Right. That's
See?
right.
But that's symbolic for the whole nation. They still have their knee on your neck.
That's right.
That's what that means. It's still there.
Right.
So what the individual accolades, doesn't matter. Their knee is still in your neck. Oppression is still there. So what the Most High was showing with George Floyd was really symbolic for what's happening with the whole nation of Israel. Persecution, their knee is on our necks. That's why the Most High had to eat him by posing.
Right.
With his knee on the neck.
Right.
He was posing because the Most High wanted to make that clear. See, black man, you're still under your enemies. Okay, they still have you. Go ahead up.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
You labor, see slavery, and have no rest. And you still, a 9 to 5 is slavery. Working for white folk and their corporations and all that is still slavery, brother. You have no rest. Go ahead up.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Syrians to be satisfied with bread.
Right. See, so we given our wealth, our understanding of the sciences, understanding of Israel, understanding of our language and identity, understanding of the mother. We've given that away, and so that's why our enemies rule over us. And now they come and they're going to teach us about the Most High. They're going to teach us about the scriptures.
Right.
We've given all that right away. Understand? Well, we're supposed to be the leaders.
Right.
As the people of the Most High, we're supposed to be that. We're supposed to teach them, but now they're teaching us. Go ahead, up.
Verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
Yeah, so our fathers have sinned and we are not, and we have borne our iniquities. Go ahead, up.
Verse 7. Servants have ruled over us.
What?
Servants have ruled over
The
us.
Most High is calling them the natural servant. Okay? That's why the scripture says, Solomon said, I have seen what servants on horses and princes as servants walking on the ground. We are the true princes of the earth.
Right.
They are the natural servant and slave. Go ahead,
Right.
And there is none that doth deliver us out of their hand.
And there's none that's going to deliver us. All your voting rights, your black politicians cannot deliver you out of their hand. They've been trying it. King tried it. Jesse Jackson tried it, the Rainbow Coalition. You had a lot of black political leaders that tried it, civil rights leaders. You're still in the same condition. It's only going to be done by Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Okay, that's going to deliver us. Go ahead, Doc. Is that it?
I could read 10 and 12.
Okay,
so
that's it.
verse 10, our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
Yeah, so our skin now has become black like an oven because of the terrible captivity and famine that we have served here in America. Go ahead, Doc.
And 12, princes are hanged up by their hand.
How about that? You're a prince, but you're being hung.
That's right.
Right.
Remember the time when they were hang Negroes? You're being hung. You're a prince that's being hung.
Right.
Okay? And remember, right after the George Floyd incident, all these hangings were happening in America.
That's right.
Okay? They're trying to say, well, they committed suicide. They didn't commit suicide.
That's right.
White folk are still hanging Negroes today.
That's
Go ahead,
right.
Doc.
The faces of elders were not honored.
See, and your face is not honored. They don't honor you as the true Israelites that you are,
That's right, like that.
or the real Jews as you are. They don't honor you that way. They honor you, how they honor you? By calling you a nigger,
Right.
by calling you something low.
That's right.
Understand? So we got to understand that this is real, brothers, okay? So we serve slavery here in America, and this gives us a true, vivid understanding of what it was about.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay?
Stagville Plantation. Read the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 49.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far and from the end of the earth.
That's exactly where we were sold from, okay, from Southwest Africa, okay, during the time of the Dahomean Empire, okay, in the 1600s. We didn't know the Europeans. We didn't know their language. It's no such, look, this is a book right here, okay, it says slave trading in the Old South. I done read hundreds of slaves books. There's no documentation where the so-called Europeans taught us anything. They didn't teach us how to read. They didn't teach us how to write. They didn't teach us how to bathe. They damn sure ain't teach us how to be moral, okay, because we taught them all of that, all right? But on the contrary, we was getting sold, okay, out of Southwest Africa, we were the engineers, okay, we were the kings, we were the priests, okay, we were the goldsmiths, okay, we were the tanners, we was everything, we were the educators, okay? You're not gonna get someone to come over and build up your country that don't know what the hell they doing, okay? If that's the case, if you teach them, you can do it your damn self.
Right.
Okay, that's like double work. Okay, so when the so-called white man tell you, okay, that, you know, we taught y'all everything. You know you didn't, you damn liar. Okay, this man's a damn liar, man.
Bring it out.
Okay, this man's a liar. We taught this. Look, it's in history and it's known in history, okay, the North American Indians and the natives that came over here when Columbus, we taught Columbus and the Pilgrims how to plant.
Right.
Okay, and the North American Indians and the natives was here, okay, centuries before modern day slavery, okay, in the 1600s. So how the hell the white man taught us any damn thing? We taught you everything how to read. No, you didn't, you damn liar.
Yes.
No, you didn't. You was in the caves in 3 BC, okay, when you came out, you was a wild damn beast, man. And the only way that you got all that damn hair off you and you start looking normal is when you start mixing yourselves with the dark nations, and then that deformity start coming off you and you start looking half normal. That's about it. But the so-called white man's a damn liar and a damn thief, man. Keep on reading.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
That's the white man's symbol. The Most High said this man came down as swift as the eagle flieth. We didn't understand this man's tongue. We don't understand cave talk. We don't understand that kind of talk, man. We spoke moral language, Hebrew, Lashawan Kadash. Okay, we even spoke England. Okay, English language. All right, go ahead.
God, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
We didn't understand the so-called white man's tongue. Okay, that old bastard tongue he called English, and that old bastard tongue, that old caveman talk, okay? We didn't understand that. This man's immoral. Go ahead.
God, verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance.
That's how the so-called white man is, man, a nation of fierce continents. Okay, the way he was telling our grandfathers and grandmothers and kids to go back into the field, whipping the hell out of them, lynching them, right here on this very plantation right here. This is not a Hollywood prop right here. This is not something that came out of Hollywood, out of the MGM studios or the damn Tyler Perry studios. This is a real slave master house right here, okay, that our forefathers toiled and the damn white man didn't let you in. This is real right here.
That's
Just
right.
like the scriptures say. Read one more, that's it.
God, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young.
Most High said this man ain't gonna favor the person or old, okay, because he whipping the hell out of the old people. The old people's getting served in slavery, okay, just like our young kids was getting what? Sold over here into slavery as well too. So he said he ain't gonna regard the old or the young. That's the reason why he's still killing the hell out of you. I'm gonna read one more, give me the book of Genesis 27 and 41. And this is the answer right here. The reason why the so-called white man, okay, is still killing you, still putting bullets in your damn back. This is the answer right here. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 27 and verse 41.
Here's your answer right here, black people. Go ahead.
And Esau hated Jacob.
The so-called white man is Esau that the Bible speaks of. Okay, he's the Edomites, the Idumeans that came from the caves. Hit it again, brother, from the top.
And Esau.
Esau, the so-called white man's Caucasians, Europeans, Germans, British, Russians, Italians,
That's
okay,
right.
Europeans, just to make it more clear to you.
Right.
Hit it again from the top.
And Esau
The damn white man, just to make it plain to you. The damn white man. Okay, go ahead.
hated Jacob.
He still hates you to this damn day.
Right.
What? I don't understand. That's embedded in him, okay, to hate our people. Esau, the so-called white man, is your natural born damn enemy, Negro. Wake the hell up. Go ahead.
Right.
Because of the blessing wherewith.
That's the answer right there. The so-called white man hates your damn guts, according to the Bible. And that hasn't changed. That's playing out today. Why asks why? Okay, why you still keep doing this? What did we do? The damn white man is written in the Bible. Hit it one more time from the top, brother.
God and Esau
And Esau, the damn white man, to make it plain to you. Go ahead.
hated Jacob.
Man still hates your damn guts to this day. It goes further than just Martin Luther King marching, okay, and it goes further, okay, than Jesse Jackass. So the white man hates your damn guts because of your birthright, because he's in his kingdom, and you know our kingdom's gonna be set up as an everlasting kingdom. Only the elites and the smart so-called Europeans know this, like Evelyn Rothschild, Barron, and Jacob Rothschilds, and that damn witch over there, Queen Isabella. That woman got to be at least about 1,000 years old. That woman got to be at least, that woman got to be at least going on 1,000 damn years old. Her next birthday, man. That's an old witch, man. And they drink blood just to keep themselves.
182.
Yeah, at least about 182. They drink blood just to keep themselves living. That woman, man, in every damn history book you go to, she's in. I done read history books from the 18th and said, damn, there she go. Damn vampire. They the original vampires. Damn witch. Okay. All right, we're at the second part at the Stagville Plantation in Durham, North Carolina. Just showing that these prophecies and the scriptures is accurate. This is another part of the slave plantation, actually where the slaves used to live at and where they built, okay, these slave houses as well too. And I'll just show you that the scriptures are accurate. Read the book of Deuteronomy 28, okay, and read 28:48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Stop right there. The Most High said we're going to serve our enemies, man. All right? When you look closely at this wall right here, you can actually see the actual fingerprints, okay, of the slaves, okay, that came and they built this place from the heat. Okay, there's one fingerprint there. There's another one there. And there's two more over there where the slaves actually toiled and they built this place. Okay, so the Most High said we was going to serve, okay, our enemies. Okay, we built this place. Okay, we built America. We built the whole nation. We built this whole planet. The so-called white man, okay, just really just pretty much just adopted, okay, and counterfeited the blueprints, okay, off of our forefathers, okay, and just pretty much just you know, capitalized and incorporated everything. All right. Now read that from the beginning again, and Sha'al, I'm gonna let you come in for Barak. Okay.
Con.
Read, start from the top again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
Most I said we're gonna serve our enemies. There ain't no way around it, man. Black people, you can march, you can spit, you can vote, you can do whatever you want to do, man. It ain't no way around it. We still public servants, okay, of our enemies, the so-called white man being number one. Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
That's right. The Most High said he's gonna send our enemies, not our friends, against us. All right, go ahead.
In hunger.
All right, in hunger. Okay, wherever you gotta go, want something to eat. I don't care where you gotta go. The white man, if you got a farm, paying state taxes. If you don't pay the state taxes, guess what? The government gonna come and they're gonna take your land. You can farm and you can grow your own crops. Nothing wrong with that, okay? But a long time ago, in the year 1820, you had a president by the name of Andrew Jackson put in place called the Removal Act. He removed the Sioux Indians, okay, from Florida, and he put a removal act in place, okay, meaning that he put in tariffs and he put in taxes on the land, okay, meaning that the land still belongs to him, okay? Once you don't pay the taxes on the land, the government may give you maybe about a year or two, okay, a stipulated amount of time, okay, but the government is coming to take that land back, okay? All part of the Removal Act, okay? In hunger.
And in thirst.
And in thirst, man. Okay, when you want something to drink, you got to go to your enemy, the so-called white man. Okay, and this is a real live slave plantation. Like I said, okay, this is not a prop. This is not a Tyler Perry, okay, studio. This is a real live slave plantation.
It's Elder Barak. All praise to Yahweh, Masharah Yasharahla. Again, we're at the Stage Hill Plantation, the Brennan Cameron Slave Master Plantation, and as you can see, we're at one of the cabins for the slaves, and I was amazed by this to see how big it was. Now this is a pretty big one, and the brother can pan, just follow me down, the brother can pan, this is a pretty big one. But the thing is, this is the original wood. Right. This is the original wood, and you see the chimney is over here, just coming out. The chimney is over here, and it's like a chimney that you see even today. Now this is built probably sometime in the 17 or 1800s, and you can see the chimney, everything is intact. Okay, everything is intact. So showing you that you had slave cabins that were small, you had slave cabins that were bigger. Okay, I can see probably multiple families stayed in this cabin here. Okay, and look over here, you had right behind it a smaller one. Right. Okay. A smaller one here, a smaller dwelling cabin, okay? And they can go from one cabin to the next cabin. This is a smaller one here, okay? So showing you this is all original. Even the wood is still intact. Right. And this is how they built it, okay? And you can see where they get some of the idea of how they build the houses today. Now if this cabin is still structurally sound, right? Showing you how they built it better than some of the houses they built today. Right. Because the houses they built today, I'm sure you had plenty hurricane and tornado came through here. Right. But this is still standing. But the hurricanes that come now, what happens to the houses? Okay, they crumble immediately. Right. So show you how strong they built some of these cabins. So they're still up to date. And the brother can just pan out, show them some of the cabins. We're not going to walk over there, but you can see it, the ones over there, okay? This particular area here had a few cabins, and these cabins are kind of big, okay? Very big. So the Most High is showing us, okay, the Most High is showing us vividly, okay, how slavery was for us. This is why it's important for our people to come visit, all right, these old slave plantations and where our people dwelt at. And you had the slave master house, okay, over there, and we're going to show you that also. But show you vividly where we served slavery. And it was real, okay? Show you the prophecies came to pass. Show them, Shanya, Deuteronomy 28 and 30. The prophecies are coming to pass every day. And so all you do now is bring what the prophecy says and bring it up to date, and we're still in that same condition. The condition hasn't changed. We're still under these curses and under these prophecies. Go ahead, Shanya.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
So the Most High says, another man is lying with your woman. And what do you have today? The same thing. And we know that happened in slavery, where the white man would take, the slave master would take the black woman, the bed wench, and lie with her. And there's nothing you could do about it. You had no power in your hands. Even today, he's still doing the same thing. You can see it everywhere. Now it's more so the black woman give herself to the white man now. Right. But still, it's the same thing. Go ahead, Doc.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
See? You built a house, but you should not dwell therein. In other words, we built the slave master house. Okay? That's right. I just want to show them the slave master house, Doc, real quick.
You start seeing, well, it wasn't really all that knowledgeable.
They still know how to tell the story, though.
Yeah, it was better than what we have.
Yeah, we built the slave master house over there. If you can, I don't want to walk way over there, but that's the slave master house over there. You see the White House? That's the slave master house. So we built that house, but we shall not dwell therein. We built the White House, but we should not dwell therein.
That's right.
Understand? We built America, but it's not meant for us. Right. How about that? Go ahead, Shanya.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
We planted a vineyard, we should not gather grapes. Now this is talking about back in ancient Israel, okay? Now you bring it to date, the same thing. We planted the vineyards, and yeah, we had to gather the grapes, but the grapes weren't for us. It was for the slave master.
That's right.
So you can understand. Okay, the same thing today. Everything is repeating itself today. Okay, go ahead, Ak.
Verse 31, thy ox shall be slain before thine eyes.
Okay, go to 32.
Verse 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Right. So what nation did that happen to? No other nation but Israel. No other nation but the so-called Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Puerto Rican, North American. Another nation shall take your children, and that's what the auction blocks were all about. They would sell your children to different slave masters throughout the country. And what? And it says what?
And be given unto another people.
Go ahead.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
And your eye was looking and longing for them all the day long, but you never found them again, never seen them again ever. Because that's the prophecy that Mosiah said would happen to us in these last days. And it happened. Okay? It happened. It's even happening today. A lot of times our children are snatched off the streets. Sold, little teenage, so-called teenage black women, snatched off the street and sold into slavery. And they get raped or they become bed wenches or slaves. It's still happening, Ak. Okay? So that you can understand, it's still happening. Go ahead, Ak.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
No might is in our hands. No might was in our hands in slavery. No might's in our hands today, and we're still in slavery. Okay? Might's going to come to us when we return back to Yahushua. Come? That's when it's going to return back to us. That's when our might and our power is going to return in Yahushua. Other than that, you have no power. That's why when the police shoot you in the streets, do you have power to confront them and do anything about it? No. They still do it, and they're proud about doing it. Okay? They hold themselves not guilty when they do it. Okay? They feel, well, we don't offend because they know you're the children of the Most High that sinned. So they say, we offend not when we do this. And they're going to get off. The one that shot Jacob Blake, more than likely going to get off. Okay? The white boy that shot two people carrying his AR-15, he's only 17, wasn't even supposed to be carrying a gun at 17, shot two people, more than likely he's going to get off.
That's right.
They should have shot him down in the middle of the street, but they didn't do it.
Right.
Okay, showing you who they favor. They don't favor you at all. Go ahead, Up. Is that it on that one?
Yeah, that was it.
37.
37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Yeah, you're an astonishment now. Look at these Negroes. They're the chosen, no, they're not. Look at them. They walk around, they rape, rob, and murder one another. They walk around with their pants hanging down their behind. Okay? They don't take care of their families. They don't take care of their children. How could they be the chosen people? You're an astonishment. Go ahead, Up.
A proverb and a byword.
Yeah, nigga.
Among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Yeah, nigga. If you holler, let him go. Catch a nigga by the toe, if you holler, let him go. Okay, a proverb. Okay, go ahead, Up.
Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field.
Okay, now go to 41. That'll be it.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
You're going to beget sons and daughters. Go ahead.
But thou shalt not enjoy them.
And we don't enjoy them. Okay? That's why the Most High said, concerning your sons and your daughters, and concerning your mothers that beget them, concerning the fathers that beget them, they shall be slain in this place. That's what the Most High said. Okay? They shall be slain in this place. Okay? And nobody shall lament for them. And this is what's happening every day. Okay? Go to the one that you said in remember the one you said in Jeremiah 15. Jeremiah 15:5. Get that one. And that'll be it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee?
Who gonna have pity upon you? See? You crying to your enemy to have pity upon you, but your enemy don't have pity upon you. They don't care about you.
That's right.
Like the scripture said, they have a perpetual hatred. They hate you. So don't cry to your enemy. You got to cry to Yahushua. Okay? And Yahushua don't give you power to defeat your enemy.
That's right.
Go ahead, huh?
O Jerusalem, or who shall bemoan thee?
Who's going to bemoan you? Who's going to cry for you? Nobody is. Go ahead.
Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Who's going to go aside to ask, how this Negro doing? Okay? How's he doing? Do we really care how the black man is doing? See? Goes to show you how the nations think. You're a nation in exile, under another nation in captivity. So you're supposed to care about how your people are doing. You're supposed to look unto the flock of your people and then take care of your own people. Okay? All this unity with other nations, it's not working. all this rainbow coalition and get together, that's not working. Take care of your own people first. The Chinese take care of Chinese. The Koreans come in your neighborhood, they take care of their own first.
That's right.
The Arabs come in your neighborhood with deli stores, they take care of their own first.
Right.
But we don't do that as a people.
That's right.
Okay, that's what we got to start doing. Go ahead, Up.
Verse 6, thou hast forsaken me.
The Most High said, this is why these things are happening, because you've forsaken the Most High. Go ahead.
And thou art gone backward.
As the Most High said, you're going backwards now. So backwards meaning you broke the covenant. You broke the everlasting covenant, the law, statute, commandments. You've gone backward. Go ahead, Up.
Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting.
Okay, so this is what's happening now. So this is why these things are still happening to us. The prophecies are still in effect. So these things are happening to us because the Most High said he's weary. He's tired of it. So the Most High is angry with us. We're his chosen, okay? We're his children, and we're not doing what we're supposed to do as a people. This is why Yahweh Shai said in the Gospels, right? In the New Testament, he tells you, forsake not the coming together in unity. Okay?
Right.
We're supposed to come together in unity. And then seek Yahweh Shai and keep the law, statute, commandments of the gospel. Okay? So we're not doing it as a people. So that's why these things are still happening to us. And every now and then the Most High got to give us an example of how the enemy hates us by shooting us in the back, by shooting us down in the streets, by kidnapping our black women and our children and nowhere to be found. The Most High going to get, and there's going to be more examples. Okay, it's going to heat up now. We're in the last days. So I just want to say, with that, all praise to Yahweh Baal Shem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai.